I skipped my childhood best friend's birthday after his new girlfriend called me the typical girl best friend and accused me of trying to steal him, and now he and our families are furious with me. Miles and I have known each other since we were 2 years old because our parents are best friends. While I wouldn't call Miles my best friend, we've always been close. We hang out occasionally and see each other at all the major holidays, thanks to our family's connection. Now, in our early 20s, our friendship is more casual, but it's still solid. The current issue stems from a dumb childhood memory that, at the time, was just a harmless moment. When we were 8 years old, we participated in a little wedding play at our after-school care. I was the bride, Miles was the groom, and the whole thing was a goofy production with bad songs and uncoordinated kids stumbling around. Naturally, our parents took pictures and videos of the play, proud of their little actors. To this day, one of those photos hangs on our respective family picture walls. Miles has been dating Lindy for the past year. They've known each other for 3 years, but their relationship only turned romantic recently. From the start, it was clear Lindy didn't like me. Every time we were at the same celebration, she'd make a snide comment about me being a typical girl best friend. Once, she even accused me of secretly wanting to sleep with Miles. I have no idea where she got that idea. Miles and I barely see each other outside of family functions, save for the occasional monthly catch-up over food. We're close, but our friend groups and schedules are completely separate. Things escalated after Lindy saw the wedding play picture. From then on, her comments became more frequent and pointed. She even started sending me direct messages on Instagram, saying things like, "I know what game you're playing." I was baffled. It wasn't a game, and I wasn't even sure what she thought I was doing. I tried talking to Miles about it. He told me to just give her time, which felt dismissive but also like the easiest option. Then came Miles' birthday party last Saturday. I was invited, of course, but Lindy decided to send me a message before the party. She wrote something along the lines of, "I'll be supervising you. This is our first birthday as a couple, and you're not going to take up his time." That was my breaking point. I talked to Miles again, hoping he'd step in or at least acknowledge how toxic this was becoming. But all he did was repeat the same advice, to give her time. I couldn't do it anymore. When the party started, I sent him a quick text apologizing and told him my mom would drop off his gift. I just couldn't face the tension anymore. Now, Miles is upset with me for skipping his birthday. Lindy claims I made the whole situation about myself, and my parents are disappointed I missed what they consider a family function. I haven't shown anyone Lindy's messages because I didn't want to blow things up or turn this into a bigger mess. She's a new part of Miles' life, and I didn't want to create drama that could make things harder for both of us. I thought talking to Miles would be the adult thing to do, but clearly, that hasn't worked. For the record, I have no idea why Lindy is jealous. Our families have never joked about me and Miles being together, nor have they ever pushed for that. In fact, I think they'd be against it if it were ever even suggested. The wedding play picture is only up on the walls because our parents thought it was a cute memory from our first school play. That's all it ever was. So, am I wrong for skipping his birthday or was I totally reasonable in doing so? Update: after my last post, I decided to address everything head on. I talked to Miles first. Initially, he was upset with me, insisting that I was blowing things out of proportion. We went back and forth for a while, and after laying everything out, we both agreed to take some distance for now. He needed time to figure out his relationship with Lindy, and I didn't want to deal with the added stress of petty drama anymore. Next, I spoke to my parents and explained the situation in full. They were shocked and upset about how Lindy had been treating me, but they respected my decision to handle it myself. Still, it felt good to get it off my chest. For a little while, nothing else happened. Life moved on. Until Tuesday night. Some friends and I decided to take advantage of the midweek holiday and went to an Irish pub for karaoke. It was a fun night, at least until my best friend and I went to the restroom to freshen up. That's when everything spiraled. As we were touching up our makeup, Lindy and a group of her friends walked in. They immediately started making loud, passive-aggressive comments. Things like, "Man stealing bitches," and, "Imagine pretending to be a guy's friend just to sleep with him." Pick-me girls are the worst. They didn't address us directly, but they made it painfully obvious who they were talking about. It was cringy. It didn't stop there. They slowly edged closer to us, essentially cornering us near the hand dryers, acting like we weren't even there. My best friend finally had enough. She grabbed my hand, pushed through them, and pulled me along. We were almost back at our table when Lindy ran up behind me and yanked my hair. I lost my balance and fell backward onto a metal footrest. The impact was so bad I saw white. Before I could process what was happening, one of her friends poured beer on me. Then a fight broke out and at some point, someone dropped a heavy pint glass on my head. The next thing I knew, Lindy and her friends were being escorted out by the police, and I was taken to the hospital. The aftermath was worse than I expected. My parents and Miles' parents both rushed to the hospital, furious about what had happened. I was diagnosed with a severe concussion, a fractured nose, and a hairline fracture in my back. I ended up staying in the hospital until Thursday morning. In the meantime, Miles tried calling me repeatedly, but my parents told him it wasn't the right time for him to visit. I also received an official notice that a legal case had been opened against Lindy and one of her friends for assault and causing a public disturbance at the bar. Now I'll have to deal with the legal side of things too. Once I was home, I finally spoke to Miles. Our conversation was long and emotional. He admitted that Lindy's behavior went far beyond what I had experienced. She'd isolated him from friends, berated him constantly, and taken her frustrations out on him in terrifying ways. He described how she would scratch and bite him when she was angry, and how she made him feel trapped in the relationship. By the end of our talk, we were both in tears, apologizing to each other and vowing to rebuild our friendship. At the very least, we agreed to communicate more openly moving forward. Miles broke up with Lindy shortly after our conversation and is currently staying at my parents' house to get some space and figure things out. That's where things stand for now. Second update. Hi everyone, there's been some progress, so I wanted to provide an update. I'll share the main points now and dive into more details later. First of all, a court date has finally been set for the case against Lindy. It took 2 months to arrange and is still 3 months away, but at least something is happening. Our lawyer has explained that, as a first-time offender, Lindy is unlikely to face jail time. If she does, it would probably be no more than 3 months. More likely, she'll have to pay a fine equal to 100 days of her income or something similar. I've left all of this in my father's hands. I simply don't have the energy or the headspace to deal with it myself. There's also a second legal case underway, this time tied to my health. What started as a hairline fracture in my back has developed into a chronic condition. I'm in daily pain. Some days are better than others, but there hasn't been a single day where I've been completely pain-free. As a result, I've been unable to work. For now, my insurance is covering 75% of my former income, and my workplace is making up the difference. However, it's likely that I'll be let go soon, as I can't return to my job. Because of this, my insurance company has filed a claim against Lindy to recover my lost wages. Right now, I'm not in contact with Miles. While I initially tried to support him, the reality of being disabled because of his jealous ex-girlfriend has left me feeling bitter. I recognize that he was also a victim in all of this, but I can't help but blame him, at least in part, for what's happened to my life. I'm working through these feelings in therapy and trying to find ways to move forward. To cope, I've taken up some new hobbies and started writing more. I'm also exploring online classes and courses to keep myself engaged and motivated as much as one can in my shoes. One bright spot in all of this has been Miles' parents, who have been incredibly supportive. His mother in particular, has been a godsend. She's gone above and beyond to help me, volunteering to drive me everywhere I need to go. We've even become friends and went to see Deadpool and Wolverine together recently. As a stay-at-home wife, she has the time to offer, and her kindness has meant the world to me. Interestingly, one of Lindy's friends reached out through my lawyer, offering to testify against her. She also sent a letter apologizing for her role in everything. According to her, Lindy had convinced their friend group that I was bullying her and had even claimed that Miles cheated on her with me in the past. That revelation shed a lot of light on Lindy's behavior and the toxic bull crap she'd been spreading. That's where things stand for now. I'm doing my best to heal and move forward, but it's a slow and difficult process. Take care of yourselves, and always shield your back. New update. Hey everyone. So, here we are again, and honestly, I'm just exhausted. Things have progressed, but this whole ordeal feels like it will never end. The first court date came and went. It was my insurance company versus Lindy, and, no surprise, she lost. She's now responsible for most of my lost wages, which is some relief I guess. Thankfully, I didn't have to be there the entire time, because I've had enough of this circus. As for the criminal case, it's still up in the air whether it will even go to trial. My lawyer is handling it, and my dad's taken over the practical side of things because I've reached my limit. Lindy's legal team seems to be in full panic mode after that loss, but honestly, not my problem anymore. More of Lindy's friends have come forward with testimonies, and it's been enlightening. Turns out, this isn't her first time pulling something like this. One girl shared how, back in high school, Lindy started a campaign of rumors because she was jealous of the girl sitting next to her boyfriend. It gets worse. Lindy literally sprinkled breadcrumbs on this girl's table to trigger her celiac disease. Yes, breadcrumbs. It wasn't provable back then, but now, with all these former friends speaking up, the truth is coming out. And let's be real, these people aren't stepping forward out of moral clarity, they're just terrified of the fallout on their own records. Receipts are pouring in, and the whole thing keeps getting uglier. Now let's talk about Miles, because that's another disaster. We're still not speaking, and for good reason. It turns out he's known for a while that Lindy was threatening him. She told him bad things would happen if he didn't cut me off and stop his parents from talking to me. And what did he do? He laughed it off, assuming she just meant breaking up with him. Nope, she was dead serious. She even started stalking me and one of his cousins, making fake profiles to send cryptic messages. And what did Miles do then? He talked her down. That's it. He let her spiral, and now I'm the one left dealing with the fallout. I'm furious. He knew she was unhinged and didn't do anything meaningful to stop her. His dad finally stepped in and dragged him to the police to file reports about everything. They've gathered evidence, including screenshots from when Lindy stalked his cousin and photos of injuries from when she got physical with Miles. At least something is being done now, but it's too little, too late for me. As for Lindy, she's gone quiet, except on TikTok of course. My friends keep sending me her cringy videos, and it's honestly disturbing. She's pretending like nothing is happening, posting trendy videos with her new boyfriend. From what I hear, she's living at his place now, probably because her parents cut her off. And the boyfriend? Well, my friend did some digging, and let's just say he fits her type. As my grandma likes to say, there's a lid for every pot. On the health front, things are still rough. My pain hasn't improved, and now it's radiating to my left hip. I'm waiting for a surgery appointment, which looks like it'll happen in early 2025. Most days, I feel like I'm held together with duct tape. On the bright side, I've made a few friends among the nurses. One of them even braids my hair, which is sweet. I'm also seeing a physiotherapist, though at this point it's mostly for massages to manage the pain. They suggested pool exercises, so now I'm in an aqua aerobics class for seniors. Honestly, the old ladies are a riot, except for one who always looks miserable, but I can't judge because I kind of get it. One piece of good news, I finally got approved for a wheelchair. It's been a game changer. Now I can go out with my friends without feeling like my body is going to collapse after an hour. I've also started taking some university courses for fun and playing way too much Fallout. So, there's that. And that's where things stand. It's still a mess, but I'm doing my best to get through it. Thanks for sticking around. I've really appreciated all of your comments and letting me vent.